please pay attention, because the assignment questions that will go up for today, that means for the next lab, the next week, it contains many questions, and for some of them, you will have to go into the cloud to get certain files before you continue. Right? And that is to make sure that everybody who has come to our course is capable of what? Connecting to other machines, getting information, working on them, bringing information down. This is something that as a technical person, you have to be able to do. Someone can call you from Tamale or wherever. So something like our school SIS, it's on campus. We have one on campus, but the one you are mainly using, courseware and such, is somewhere in the cloud. If any work has to be done, we have to connect remotely. It works best. As you can see, terminal is very lean, lightweight. You can even do it from your phone if you have to, because it's just little pieces of text. You don't need whole graphics to get anything done. You can just connect remotely and then work on it. That one was too long, so I ended up deleting. I'm trying to make shorter ones. So I'll put this one up. Party will work similarly. So I'll add party to the end of this. Okay, so let's look at this. So if you are using terminal, the tool you'll be using is SSH, right? Now, I can say who am I, so that you know one user is student. The student is currently in the student directory, right? Oh, come on. Both of these are on my local machine because I don't have internet, but sorry. Oh wow, why is this thing? Okay, so that's one user. The other user is, if you do who am I, it shows you schedule yourself Marfo, and this one is operating from this folder, right? Now, even if you are connected here or remotely, anytime you do who am I, it'll tell you who you are, and then if you say PWD, present working directory, that will show you where you are. So I'm going to show how one user can send information to another user using what? SSH. Right. So let's start with some people have made theirs more colorful, right? So it may vary a bit in terms of the interface. For example, party is an interface. So all that we are doing, let me just come here. For anyone who is using, I don't have party, but I have some others. Like this one is another version. And all of them will work similarly. Remember, party will ask you, what is your address, what is your username? This one is very similar. It's asking you for what? Your address and username. There are many, many interfaces for this. This one will have a white background if I connect, right? But they are all, guess what, going to take commands that you type and send it to the other machine. So, yeah, I'm not sure what this one is called, but some people will have a slightly different terminal, right? The terminal doesn't really matter. It's just that really all it's doing is it will take commands and send it to the other machine, right? Now, if you were using party, when you did something like you type party, it will ask you for the host name, right? And so if I were connecting with command line, so party is just a nice, beautiful interface where you can enter things in text boxes. But to connect to something, it will just be something like student at, and then your address, whatever your address is, right? So if you are connecting to the machine in the cloud, for example, it could be kg yourself marfo at, and I specify 52 dots, right? This is command line. In party would come up with a terminal, and then will ask you, so this is in the cloud, I'll have to what? Enter this, enter the username, then I'll connect. Some of them will just even, I think party will just ask you for the host name, and then the terminal will come before you type the commands. Right? The PowerShell is what Windows has, and it has some commands, but currently they don't have SSH included. You have to download it separately. It's very similar to this. It's just that so he's asking about command prompt and PowerShell. all the commands that we are practicing in Linux, the reason why we had to install virtual machines and give you space in the cloud is the commands will work only in Linux. Some of the commands are similar, such as dir, but a lot of them, the Windows group developed their own, the Linux group developed their own, right? But they are a little bit different. But if you get SSH or PuTTY in Windows, anything that you are doing in the Linux machine, you can do within PuTTY. Right. So let's continue with this one. So I'm doing student SSH. Now, if you do SSH, it will always ask you to confirm the signature, right? And what happens is this signature will be stored on the machine. So if at any point in time, someone, for example, if I go and reinstall the machine in the cloud, or the machine that you connected to with that address, right? That means that your computer should warn you, and it will warn you that, oh, the fingerprint has changed. So usually the first time, if you've never connected to a machine, we'll show you the fingerprint. Are you sure you want to continue? You say yes. And password, sorry. Okay. Now, sometimes it doesn't display, it doesn't display what the password is. This was throwing people off last time. When you are typing, when it asks you for password and you type it, it doesn't show, right? But if you type the correct one, so it means that one of them is connecting, so this one, the one below, is now having the same impact on wherever the actual, it's these things, okay. It's having the same impact. So right now, at the top is where the student currently is. The student is here, he's doing LS. But somebody has connected remotely, meaning that if the person does something, like touch, I am in your stuff. Okay, just a second. I am in your stuff is there as well. So it means that two or more people can be in the machine at the same time. The machine for the IP for the server is this 52.89.116.249. Right. Your username is the same as your password, unless when you get in, change it. Right. Now, so you can see that if you are working, so some people have benefits of this. You can be in an organization where maybe 2 or 3 people can be connecting onto a machine and are working in different folders. That's possible. Or if one person is working and someone else will go and bring some files, and he also log in, dump the files, the other person can use it. So right now, I was able to just touch. Or even if I start editing something here, if I say maybe, a lot of you are using VI. So if I do, sorry. Come on, sorry. Some part of this is not in focus. Okay. So if I do VI and say, how are you, .txt. So those who are wondering VI, this is how you edit VI. It comes in, you hit I to insert. Right? So, saves it, writes and quits. That means in this one's interface, the file is now there, how are you? And if you go into that file, what the person typed is there as well. Right? Now, this guy was connected with SSH, so he's going to exit. But remember, the way you connected was SSH student at. So just quick review. It will ask you for your password. You can connect. Right. So that is one way to do it. Now, this current user, who am I, is KG or Sapmaf. That's me. All right. Now, I want to make a little file here and then send it to the other person without having to SSH into it. Because when you do SSH, you have to type. But now you want to what? Maybe bring some files down. So what I'll do is I'll say psftp, and the same way I did the other one, student at, and that means for you with your username at that machine, right? And when you connect, very similar, I will ask you what's your password. You can put in your password. Now, if you do ls, it shows you the things that are on the other side, right? So let me just do a buy. Let me exit this. This is where I am. If I say ls, I currently have. Okay, KG or Safumafo stuff. PWD. This is where I am on in this terminal. I am here. But the moment I connect with what? SFTP to someone else's account, it means that, you see it shows SFTP. It means that I'm now on the other side. It's almost like I'm in the other terminal. And so if I do ls, the things I would have seen in the other terminal are what I'm going to see for the SFTP. And in ls, I'm seeing some files. Right. So the goal here is you can put and you can get. You can get some files from that side. So the one down here is KG or Marfu. That's where he is. So if I want to get something from students, I'll just say get maybe hello world.txt. And it says fetching, and it will bring the file down. So now if I exit this space and I do ls, hello world has joined me down here. So if I say get, it will get from the server, pull down to me. Just get the name of, okay, so let me do one more time before I take questions. So remember, PWD, I'm currently where? KG or Southmouth, that's my local machine. I'm going to connect remotely to the other machine. So I say SFTP, meaning now I want to connect to the machine in the cloud. It will ask me for my password, right? And it says what? Connected to, and you tell me what I'm connected to. If I do ls, I'll see the files that I have there. Right? There's even a, you can connect, you can do it for any. So, but once it says SFTP, then it means that wherever that machine is, if you do an ls, that is what you will have. So if you do yours and you get SFTP, it means that what? Now you are controlling the other machine. The SFTP protocol is bringing you the files. So if you say ls, you can see your files. That is on whichever machine you use SFTP to connect to. And then if I want something, let me get a new thing. Get I am in your stuff.txt. Says, oh, didn't find it. Hello. Did I not type it properly? Capital S. Okay, you needed a capital S. How do you leave the VI? Okay, so you have to, let me exit, escape colon or escape two capital Z's or escape colon, okay. Emacs, control X, control S to leave Emacs. So now if I do ls locally, I am seeing this. But watch that, it doesn't say what? SFTP. If it says SFTP, it means that what? It's the machines, the other machine stuff. But now I am back here, and the machine I did get, the files I did get for are now here. Right. You need to know the machine. You need. That's why I gave you the IPs of the IP. That was what was the IP? .11.116.249. Yeah, that is the machine you have access to. Right. So you need to know which machine. So all the machines that we have, like Access's website or our email server, they all have IPs or domain names. It means that if someone wants to connect and use it, you need to ask, what machine should I go and work on? And they'll tell you, oh, this is the IP of the machine. And then if it has SSH, you can use this to connect. Right. If his laptop is a Linux machine, yes, this would work. For Windows, people use remote desktop, which shows you the whole desktop. But for the Linux machines, this is the way we tend to do it. So what we'll do is, by next week, so right now, the exercise I'll go up will ask you to go remotely connect and get some files, do some manipulation. But I will make web pages on that. I think it's something that for CS people you have to learn how to do. And you can see that the same things we are doing here is the same way you deploy a website. That means that what? You connect remotely, you put the files. If I wanted to put a file online, so let me just do the other way. Suppose I have a file which I called, so those who are doing their code, they'll do vi fork.c, and then they'll type some things in their file, right? And then they'll save their file. And it's not working, so they need to what? Maybe they don't have a compiler on their machine. They need to send it to the other machine. Remember, Patty also does the same thing. So if you do Patty, he'll give you this interface. So all you have to do is, you can just say SFTP, and then the user that you are on that machine will ask you for your password, and then you just say what? Put, because what? You are here and you want to put it over there. So you say put fork.c. That means that I want the fork.c I have on my local machine. I want to put that one. Get is the other way. Get means that from where I am now, go and get me the file from the cloud. Get. Yeah, get has the same put and get. Actually, a lot of them have put and get. Right. So finally, if the student finally goes there, so just a sec, quit. You can see that the file that I put there is now what? At the top. The student has it now, fork.c. So you can do put to put it there. You will use this to put this on the server, yes. So remember, if you have a whole file, so please, this is important. If you have a whole file, maybe you've typed the whole file on your local machine. So there are some people who, for this assignment, in Notepad++, they type their code. And somehow they have to find a way to put it onto the server. Right. You can also get, just a sec. One sec. One sec. Hold on. This is filezilla, right? Filezilla also operates the same way. The only thing about filezilla is it has a nice drag-drop interface. So for those of you who want to just put files on the server, the last option, your final, if you can download filezilla. Filezilla is not very large. I think it's like 30 megabytes or so. That means that what? 5FTP. Oh yeah, there's 5FTP. So put the host here, your username, your password. Port is 22. For SFTP, use port 22. When you connect, your files will be on one side. Here are my local files. But then the files on the server will be on the other side. So that what? You can drag drop between your machine and the server. So filezilla is also an option. So if you use filezilla, remember everything here is being done what? With user interfaces. The machines are not here. So that means that if I wanted to, let me see if my internet is up. I'll take this, put it here, my username, I'll use KG or my phone. So which is your question? Connect. Oh, it's something that as a professional you must learn to do. The solution. No, the submission is in courseware. But coming next week, I'll start asking you to go on the server and put in some files. This one, you don't have to do it. Okay, so that means that what? You can do a round trip. Send it to the server. Once you send it to the server, there are many ways that you can, but this is a very nice way. Send it to the server. And then what? Another easy way. I'm trying to think of an easy way that will not involve SFTP. But here's the thing, if you can connect to the server, it's not connecting to the internet. Oh, by the way, my filezilla has opened. Let me just show people the glory of filezilla before we go away. So you can see that on the server, right? I have, so this is my local machine, and this is the server. And all my files are what? They are here. So I have fork.c, a.out, emacs, bash, and so on. Right. The same way, I can still connect from here. So let me just, so I can still do SSH, KG or Safma for at, and what's that machine? Just a sec, please. 5289, okay, 52.89.116.249. It's going to ask me for my, hurry up. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, my password. And ls. Okay, so you can see that, just a sec please. Okay, this is the a.out and fork. They are the same things that I'm seeing over here, right? It's the same things. Except that there are some hidden files that are the .bash, .emacs. Those ones are hidden. But if I use this, I can see the same files in both places. From your machine. From CentOS to the server. So that means that what you are going to do SFTP. Sorry. Hello, just a sec. So do SFTP, right? From your machine. Some people say they don't have internet. If you don't have internet, you have to what? Turn your internet on. So let me do that before I do this. 1 second. So you go to what? Etsy. There's also, okay, let me just exit. I think I'm still on the other machine. Exit, connection closed. So remember in your Etsy folder, you have what? sysconfig, right? And you also have network scripts. Right. In here, you'd see a file. You see a file called ifcfg enp something. To turn your internet on, you have to do what? ifapp. What did I say it was? That file. What did it end with? People don't. enp0s3. Right. So I'll say ifapp enp0s3. This will attempt to turn this on or off. If you are not the root, you can't do this. So if you can't do this, you have to do what? Sudo and then turn it on. Everyone currently is using the same CentOS installation, so you will have this. So make sure that this is. You have to be root or use sudo to turn this on. Just as yours, and then we'll come back. Use 22. That's very strange. But I just did it right now. After come, make sure you're on the internet and then come forward. Are you online? You can browse other websites. You are sure. Okay, just why would it? So the simplest and fastest way, let's bring, you have to get a friend of party who does this for you. Today is a very exciting day. So party is for the terminal shell. There's a friend of party who is called, just a second, hurry up. How do you need SSH? They are not connected. Why am I not connected? SFTP. Exit or buy. Or buy, like BYE. Bye bye. Come on. Okay, so on the party.org site, so there are a few tools that we'll be picking up. Party is the one we use for just the terminal. There's also open. So there's a tool here called what? Party SFTP. So all of these, I think throughout, maybe from now till you graduate, you will end up using a lot of these, right? At least Party does the simple shell. PSFTP, so let me open that one. It's used for SFTP purposes. Open 1 minute. Hey, why is this so big? Okay, it says it will download in 1 minute. Let it download and then we'll use this. $36. So please, to move the machine from yours, since your Windows doesn't have SSH, you will have to what? Download psftp. If you already have SSH on your machine, oh, that is the Mac people. Oh, then you can just do SFTP directly. You should have, if you have SSH, you should have SFTP. So the Mac, in your terminal in Mac, just type SFTP. And then you can connect to the remote machine. And then pull it down. Okay, you have a Mac, right? So in your virtual box, a bigger problem than that. So if I connect, locally, wherever I connect, that is where the files are coming down. So if I want to maybe use my download folder, I have to be there before I do SSH or SFTP. So if you connect it as root, that means from the root folder, that's where you put and get. Okay, so we are almost at, oh, come on, open the folder. Okay, so please, finally, if you get the psftp, it's a very small program, right? Guess what? 52 kilobytes. Right? So it says open something to connect. So I can just say what? Open, and the name of that machine, which is this one, 52. Sorry. Okay, so the machine is 52.89.116.249. Store the key. Hello. Log in as, you see it's very nice. Log in as I specify my name, KJ Osafumafo. Password, KJ Osafumafo. That's not my password. Alright. Then you see psftp, it's come. That means that what? I can see ls to see what is there. It says I have what? And I can say maybe get fork.c. And that means I'm getting it from the server onto my machine, and you can see right now magic, it's here. Right. So please, psftp, use that one to what? Move the file from your Windows. Oh, so download this one, psftp. Just go into Google and download, just search for psftp and download. If you already have it, he needs to get started. Okay, so my last stealing of his time. Search for psftp in Google. It is similar to PuTTY, except this one does what? Transferring files. So if you double click it in Windows, it gives you this nice interface. It's a very small download. So just Google it. Just Google psftp. Then you can say maybe open, and maybe you have some websites. I wonder if I can. No, they'll probably say no. Yeah, they are not responding. Maybe they don't respond to SFTP. Alright, so the class has ended. Please enjoy your psftp, SFTP, all the excitement.
In one user, and you go into another user and try to do the SFTP again, should you still be able to get and post?
Okay, so